His runaway to kill us in his dreams. Oh yeah, we always doing fashionably like good game. Getting close to the drug that I got by the pain. Don't go with me.
The sky was painted with the hues of twilight, casting a warm, ethereal glow over the sleepy town. A soft breeze rustled through the leaves of the maple trees, their branches swaying gently above the quiet, empty streets. The air was still and calm, as if nature itself had conspired to help her hide. She stood at the edge of the town, her heart pounding in her chest, her breath coming in short, ragged gasps. Her name was Vian, and she was running away from her obsessed Mafia husband. She had tried everything to escape his clutches, begging, pleading, even trying to reason with him. But it was no use. He was, his obsessive love, twisted and warped beyond recognition. So she had finally resorted to this, to running away, hoping against hope that she could somehow disappear from his life forever. She glanced over her shoulder, half expecting to see him looming behind her, his dark, brooding eyes fixed on her like two predators, their prey. But there was nothing, only the quiet stillness of the evening. Perhaps he hadn't realized she was gone yet, or maybe he was still too shocked to react. Whatever the case, she had to keep moving, to keep putting distance between them. Vian forced her aching legs to keep going, her gaze fixed on the horizon. She didn't know where she was headed, only that she had to jet away from him. As she ran, she tried to block out the memory of his cold, the desperate pleas for mercy in her. She tried to push aside the fear that gripped her heart every time she closed her eyes, the image of his face twisted in madness. But it was impossible to escape it all, no matter how far she ran. And then, as if fate itself had decided to play a joke on her, she heard the unmistakable growl of a powerful engine. Her heart skipped a beat as she recognized the sound of his car, the one he had given her as a symbol of his love, just before he had started to out of her. She knew he had found her, that there was no escape now. With a sinking feeling in her stomach, she turned around, bracing herself for the inevitable confrontation. The car screeched to a halt beside her, kicking up a cloud of dust and leaves. The driver's side door swung open, revealing the dark, brooding figure of her husband, his face twisted into a mask of rage. "You thought you could just run away from me?" His voice thick with anger. "You Girl, you'll never escape. Vian took a shaky step back, her heart hammering against her ribs. I'm sorry, she stammered, tears streaming down her face. I just couldn't take it anymore. I tried to be the wife you wanted, but you just kept. Her voice trailed off, a mixture of fear and despair washing over her. Jimin's expression softened slightly. Oh, Vian, he breathed, reaching out to her cheek. I never meant to hurt you. I can't live without you. His fingers traced the outline of, and she shuddered beneath his. Come back to me, my love, he whispered. Come back where you belong. Vian wanted to believe him, to trust him. But she couldn't forget the countless times, the way he'd made her feel. I can't, she whispered, her voice trembling. I just want to be free. His expression darkened, and he pulled his hand away. You're mine, he growled, his voice rough with, you belong to me, and I'll never let you go. His fingers trailed, arm, beneath her sleeve. And when he whispered, against her ear, you'll know it. Her heart beating against her ribs as he leaned in closer, brushing against her neck. You'll feel it in every inch of your, he murmured, his voice low, and you'll ache for me, just like I ache for you. Vian felt herself melting beneath his, the pain and fear momentarily forgotten. His were possessive, demanding, and she found herself responding to him. In his arms, she arched her back, herself closer against, as if seeking the she knew only he could give her. With a growl, he swept her up into his arms, carrying her to the back of the car. The cool leather seat met her back, and she gasped as he, together in a rhythm that was as primal as it was passionate. His found hers, dancing with hers in a duet that left her breathless and he held her close, his strong arms steadying her as she tried to catch her breath. I love you, he whispered, her softly on the I always will. She looked up at him, searching his eyes for some sign that she didn't have to choose between him and the life she had always known. But she found no such answer there. Instead, she saw only the truth, that their love was to end in heartbreak, no matter which path they chose. And as much as she wanted to believe that they could find a way out of this together, she knew that the choice was hers alone to make.